mast in memoriam for the victims of the Tumbler Ridge shooting in British Columbia. Also, very sadly, a father and two children with a murder-suicide at Kittigan City. And Charlie Frost from Calumet Island and Steve Moran in a snowmobile accident, and Steve Moran from Campbell's Bay. And our thoughts, our prayers are with the families that have been affected, and I think it would be very appropriate to begin tonight with a minute's silence. Thank you. We will open the meeting. The attendance sheet has gone around, and could I have a resolution from one of the councillors at the table to open our TNO meeting? Moved by Councillor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Number 2, I will read the recording of the sitting. Cette séance publique du Conseil est enregistrée et diffusée en direct sur le compte YouTube de la MRC de Pontiac. L'enregistrement est également rendu disponible le jour suivant la séance sur le site web de la MRC de Pontiac. This public sitting of council is recorded and broadcast live on the MRC Pontiac YouTube account at MRC Pontiac 920. The recording is also made available the day after the sitting on the MRC Pontiac website. I'd like to take this moment just to welcome everyone who has joined us virtually tonight. And this will, yes, be available hopefully by tomorrow on our website. Go on then to the declaration. The Déclaration de la Préfète sur le décorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens du Pontiac pour les représenter au meilleur de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion, et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, je retirerai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Merci. We are elected by the people of Pontiac. Could someone please turn their phone off? And just a reminder, please silence all your phones. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and business-like manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. I will now turn to Ms. Lesage, DG and Code Treasurer, who will be reading an excerpt from the Municipal Code of Quebec, namely Section 159.
Le président du Conseil maintient l'ordre et le décorum et décide des questions d'ordre sauf appel au Conseil. Il peut ordonner l'expulsion de l'endroit où se tient une séance de Conseil de toute personne qui en trouble l'ordre. The officer presiding over the sitting of the council maintains order and decorum and decides questions of order, saving appeal to the council. He may order that any person disturbing a sitting of the council be removed from the place where the sitting is held.
Thank you. The Déclaration utilisation de la langue de son choix, declaration use of the language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du Conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource at the MRC will be available to ensure translation. Go on to number 5. I need a resolution for the reading and adoption of the agenda, moved by Councillor Doris Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of interest or conflict in this agenda? Seeing none. Number 7, I need a resolution to adopt the minutes of our last sitting, moved by Councillor Kevin Murphy. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 8, question period and statements. Is there anyone here who would like to ask a question or make a statement? Daphne? All right, thank you. Finances, 9.1, accounts paid. We will vote on the resolution after this. Andrea Leclerc.
Bonsoir, c'est une résolution pour payer les comptes payables de janvier 2026. It is moved by and resolved to approve the list of accounts paid since the last sitting of the TNO Council in the amount of $37,742.32.
Okay, thank you. That's it?
Any highlights?
Yes, any highlights?
There's not much expenses. You'll see in the ATOA that I provided for everybody. The new budget is in there, and we've used 2% of it so far. We've used $18,461 out of $1,008,625.
Okay, we're off to a good start.
We're off to a good start.
Thank you. Any comments or questions about that report? Okay, could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Councillor Terry Murdoch. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 10, Jason Durand. We have the renewal of the agreement for the maintenance and rehabilitation of multi-use roads on Crown land, and we'll have a resolution. Go ahead, Jason.
Yes, thank you, Jane. Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. Since 2010, the MRC Pontiac has an agreement with the Ministry of Natural Resources in order to be authorized to proceed with the maintenance and repair of multi-use roads on its territory. This current agreement with the ministry is expired since February 12, 2026. So this being said, in order to still be entitled to maintain and repair the multi-use roads, resolution from the MRC Conseil TNO is required as soon as possible in order to begin the process of signing a new authorization. And by the way, that we have already talked with the ministry and they're open to still have another agreement. So,
excellent.
Donc, peut-être juste en français, vite fait, là, ça c'est une entente d'autorisation pour le ministère des Ressources naturelles entre MRC, le ministère qui a le droit d'entretenir les chemins et de les réparer, là, nos chemins multi-usages en forêt publique.
Okay, thank you. Have someone move this resolution. Moved by Councillor Bill McCleary. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 11, the adoption of the budget for the maintenance of multi-use forestry roads. Jason?
Yes, so again, this is an adoption from the TNO budget regarding the maintenance of the multi-use forestry roads. So for this year, our budget for the TNO will be $511,000 in total, and we will reserve $250,000 for the repair, for the maintenance of the roads. In other words, for grading the roads. Donc, en français, cette année, le budget TNO pour les routes, on parle de 511 000 $, puis il y aurait 250 000 $ de réservés pour l'entretien des chemins, c'est-à-dire pour passer la niveleuse. Et je peux peut-être répéter, I might repeat the roads that we're going to be repairing and mostly doing the maintenance, is the Rapide Road north of Swisha, the Shawaiian Road, the James Lake Road, the Osborne Road, the Traverse Charette, the Traverse Manitou, and a part of the road, Route 20, which is, we can call the Pomponne. Donc, chemin rapide, Choyen, Bois-Franc, Osborne, Traverse Charette, Traverse Manitou, une partie de la route 20, communément appelée la Pomponne.
Could I please ask you a favor?
Sure.
Could you please just send out the list of those roads to myself and the mayors? Would be nice to have that. Great, sounds like a lot of work is going to get done for $250,000. Go ahead, Councillor Armstrong.
No, I just.
Oh, you want to propose it? Yes, I see why, okay. Moved by Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And then number 12, the purchase of a vehicle, a truck for the TNO. And Kim Lesage or
No, I
Jason
can do
Durand?
it.
Go ahead.
As you know, we still need another truck for the TNO. As you know, it's high maintenance. So in other words, we looked at and considering the bid submitted by Charleville Ford in the amount of $59,593, plus applicable tax, is compliant, represent the most advantaged option for the MRC.
And this is for an F-150?
Yeah, one F-150 4x4 equipped as we need for our TNO work for the guys there.
And I believe you have a plan for the old truck?
Yes, we do.
It's going to be used?
We'll probably try to sell it for the PPG if it's still suitable.
Okay, very good. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Councillor Pierre Cyr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Jason.
All right, have a nice one,
Excellent.
everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Miscellaneous, is there anything under miscellaneous? Okay, second question period and statements? None. Could I have a resolution to close the meeting? Moved by Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is closed. Now we go on to our February 19th Council of Mayors meeting. And first of all, the attendance sheet has gone around. And we're very happy to have Mayor Jordan Evans with us, and also Pro-Mayor Jacques Fleury replacing Mayor Donnie Gagnon. And unfortunately, Mayor Colleen Riviere was not able to come tonight, so I hope she'll feel better. I think that's it. And no one joining us virtually? No. Okay, thank you. So could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Mayor, our Pro-Warden Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. I have already read the recording of the sitting on YouTube, and I've already, in the previous meeting a few minutes ago, read the statement use of the language of your choice. It still applies, and also the statement by the warden. So we go to number 5, the reading and adoption of the agenda. Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of interest or conflict in this? Yes, Mayor Jordan Evans.
Yes, not for this meeting. For the record, it was regards to the previous meeting where I wasn't in attendance.
Yes.
With respect to item 18.1.2
Okay.
from the February meeting,
Okay.
we're funding for women's hockey through the Upper Pontiac Sports Complex.
Okay.
I wish to declare that at the time of that meeting, I was serving as treasurer of the organization and participating in the women's hockey program.
Okay.
Although I wasn't present,
Yes.
didn't participate in the discussion or vote.
Thank you very much. That's honorable. Thank you very much.
And I've since resigned from that role, actually.
You have. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mayor Evans. Perfect. So number 7, we're going to look at the adoption of the minutes of the regular sitting of January 29th, 2026. I need a resolution moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 8, the Youth Council report. Aiden, our president, happens to be his birthday, and he's having a birthday party at his with his parents. But there is one significant announcement that we may have touched on, and that is that actually through the CISO, there's going to be a wonderful youth conference, and I believe the date is March 27th, correct? And so we will send out information to all of you, and I think it would be a great idea for you to put a poster of this on your municipal websites to encourage as many students to participate as possible. And all the details will be in the information we send you. And we're also going to be encouraging the high schools, of course. What were you saying? Yes, so that's why I'm saying all the details will be sent.
Thank you.
Yes.
On the 27th.
Yes, on the 27th of March. Okay, the warden's report. Since our last meeting, we had a National Park Committee, Waterway Committee meeting. I attended the lumberjack dinner, and we raised $4,132 for Sun Tribe. People were very generous. Otter Lake Open Plenary I attended. Pontiac Players at Pontiac High School, a great production. DG Lesage and I met with Andre Fortin and his assistant Denise. Another Hydro-Quebec meeting. When I say that, it involves a number of mayors, specifically Mayor Corey Spence, Mayor Sandra Armstrong, and of course, Mayor Doris Ranger and Chichester, Mayor Donna Daniel, and also Waltham, Jordan Evans, and I think that is pretty much the Hydro-Quebec group. And have I left anyone else out? Oh, yes, Ed Walsh, I did say Sandra. Ed Walsh, of course, Mayor Ed Walsh. And if I didn't say Sandra, I'll say it again, Mayor Sandra Armstrong. A lot of hard work has gone into all of this with our mayors, and we have a great report of Hydro-Quebec. Then we had a meeting I had a chance to speak with Tourism Midway about priorities for tourism in the Pontiac. I went to the CAP on Monday morning, as I usually do, to read to the seniors. Had an update meeting for MRC Pontiac, a preparatory meeting for our plenary. We had our plenary, Bryson Lions Club. I attended a press conference with Gilles Belanger, who I call Monsieur Internet. He was the one that rolled out the fiber optic for us, and now he's rolling out the cellular. And just to reiterate, I think people still think we're going to have towers. We're going to have satellite, which is being tested. And he did tell me that Bell has already signed on, and soon to sign on will be TELUS and Rogers. And he said it's going very well and they don't expect any delays, and we should be able to expect this service in place by next October, November, which hopefully will eliminate dead zones and also not be a factor when we have power outages. We don't plan to have those. The Wear Red Canada Day, I think a lot of you participated in that, and I know that we had a big red sign at the MRC, and the Red Bridge was completely lit up near Armstrong. Thank you. And that was initiated by citizens of the Pontiac. And it was about heart health for women. Then DG Lesage, Assistant Director General Lafleur, Bruno Saint-Cyr and his brother Hubert, Mayor Sandra Armstrong and myself had an interesting meeting this week with the Saint-Cyrs about the plans for the Davidson site. We thought it was a good idea to have that meeting and just sort of see where we can go from there. I had a meeting with the Chute Lunch Board. I went to the 50th anniversary for their spaghetti lunch. Mayor Sandra Armstrong was there too at Comptoir Saint-Pierre. I went to the Portage budget meeting last night. I thought I was arriving for a full council meeting, and I guess 15 minutes or 20 minutes after I arrived, it was finished, and congratulations, they had a unanimous vote on their budget. Working session on internal governance this morning, very productive meeting, and Jason Durant and Jason Durant, myself, Frank Doyle, who's the president of the wood producers. We had a meeting today about the situation with the wood producers in Shawville and what they exactly need and how we can work together. And then this afternoon, a citizen consultation for the MADA in Port Colunge. And I believe, Mayor Armstrong, you can probably enlighten us. I don't know what day it is, but apparently there will be 5 more meetings all in one day in 5 locations for the senior consultation.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can let us know later in the meeting what the date is.
There's lots of meetings. I will be the English meetings by team maybe.
Actually, you know what I was just told today? Apparently every meeting is called bilingual. And even today with the slides, I noticed there was English and French.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And someone available for translation.
As well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. I encourage you to go. And actually, Mayor Armstrong's our representative, I think, with Mayor Pierce here. But all mayors are able to go. And it's really good because it's talking about how we can improve services, like what's good about what we have and what's missing. And it's a really good exercise. And the woman leading the consultation is the same person that was doing our MIFI, the immigration policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's excellent.
Yeah.
We had about 25 people today in for lunch.
Yeah, and tell who else was there, some of the residents, and where they came from.
I sat with them. We had 3 residents from,
The manor?
CHSLD,
Oh,
the manor, yeah.
yeah,
And we had the preposé called Carol, that's really good to them. And then we had the boss also, Nick. And I sat with them and we had a great time. There was a Madame Bertrand there, she was really on the ball.
yeah,
Saying all kinds of things about what they would need up there and why people don't talk because they're too shy, they won't be laughed at, and she was really giving it all out. I was really happy to be sitting with them. I really enjoyed my day with all of them, so yeah.
good for you, thank you so much. And so with 5 locations, like they said, 5 locations all in one day, there's a good chance that there will be a location close to where you are. And if you can go, I think it's important and encourage some seniors to come. Yeah. And so that concludes my report. We will go on now to 10, which is announcements and events. So at this point, what we do is that if there is something that's going on or coming up in your municipality, or maybe it's just something new, you know, with the recycling, or just an update about something interesting, please share it at this point. So we're going to start with you. If you have anything, we could save you till the end. Would that be a good idea?
Yeah, sure.
All right, okay, perfect. You can do some thinking. And Mayor Evans, have you got anything to report from Walton?
Yes, sure, so great. Walton recently appointed Michelle House as fire chief. She has 20 years of public service with the department and is the only female fire chief in the Pontiac region. So we're pleased with the continuity and leadership this represents for our municipality.
Excellent, thank you. Mayor Squiddy?
Yes, so our 150th anniversary committee has been busy planning monthly events. I will stick to February's event and next month move on to March's, so not to take too much time. But for February, we have spaghetti supper on the 28th from 4 till 6 at Bethany Hall. We will have our monthly 50-50 draw on that day. I'd like to thank all our volunteers and committee members who are working really hard to put this on. And I'd also like to thank the mayors around the table who have continued to support our 50-50 draw. And I have tickets tonight for anyone who missed them last week. But we appreciate the support and maybe one of us will be lucky next month.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mayor Jennifer Quayle from Otter Lake.
Right, well, in the spirit of intermunicipal collaboration, we have our 150th signature event coming up March 6th, 7th, and 8th, our winter carnival. And we have asked Mayor Squiddy and her council to come up and have a game of ball hockey against our council. So it promises to be an awesome event. I'm sure it will be very well attended.
I hope you'll be wearing lots of pads.
Well, you
Could get a
know,
bit rough.
we're gonna have a team huddle before the game, and I think our objective will be no injuries. At the end of the day, we could walk off with no injuries.
We're hoping.
Oh, that's great, perfect. Mayor Valerie Tulin Graham?
In addition to our wonderful new ski trails, cross-country ski and trails and snowshoeing trails at Bristol Auto, Ski Pontiac hopes to have an extended season, as well as the Bristol Community Association that manages our outdoor rink. And if you're tired of winter, the NBMA, which is the Norway Bay Municipal Association, almost 100 years old as a volunteer organization, had their virtual hiring session this weekend. And I mention that because we have programs. Well, I learned to swim there as part of the program. I still continue to swim there. We have a range of programs that are open to everybody, whether you're a Bristol resident or not. We have many families in Shawville, Clarendon, across the river who come to participate. Pontiac as well comes. We offer everything, they offer everything from Aquafit 3 times a day, for 6 weeks, to kayaking, learn to kayaking, tennis, musical theater's been introduced, full range of Red Cross savings programs up to Bronze Cross, tennis, field sports, pickleball, you name it, for 6 weeks. It's a completely volunteer-run organization that's very welcoming, and every year they continue to grow and service our community extremely well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. There's Jean-Louis Corrigo.
Nothing this month, but last weekend was the winter carnival on the island, the 13, the 14, and Friday was the parade there. So we have a lot of car and truck and everything float to light up the parade, and was a great success. Like a lot of people come and a lot of volunteer to help, and I guess I like to thank everybody who volunteer in that carnival and all people attend to that event.
Wonderful. Our DG has something to say about that.
I saw the fireworks from Campbell's Bay, so that
Oh,
was
yeah.
very nice.
They were good. And
Yeah.
It was going up pretty high.
Really good turnout, really happy. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Mayor Terry Murdoch in Thorne.
We have a carnival, and I guess the biggest event is the chili competition. So if
Chili.
anybody thinks they would make good chili,
Okay.
bring it over
All right. And when is that? What's the date of that?
this weekend.
This weekend, Saturday?
Yeah.
And it's being held at your RA? Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. And I can't see, oh, sorry, Roger, I couldn't, Terry was ahead. Mayor Roger Lafone from Rapide.
We have nothing.
Nothing planned?
The only thing that I can announce is that we were successful in getting a $25,000 grant for our seniors, which is going to kick off a lot of programs for them, because we have absolutely nothing out there for them at this time.
Yeah,
So we're working diligently on that. We just found out last Friday.
that was the New Horizon grant, probably a federal grant. Yeah,
Yes, it was.
wonderful. Congratulations. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
well,
That,
that's our
that will
DG
go a
did
long
that.
way.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Good,
So we're pretty excited about that.
great. Mayor Kevin Murphy from Portage.
Nothing for us.
Well, you approved your budget.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great. Mayor Ed Walsh from Clarendon.
All going to Clarendon.
Okay. Mayor Sandra Armstrong from Mansfield.
The pet food, so on the 20th of February, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. will be evening of mothers, so soirée de maman. There'll be games, music, and just talking. So that should be fun, and they have all kinds of winter stuff going on, skiing and stuff like that, so you can always call there, 819-683-3347. And our winter rinks are all open for lunch and Mansfield.
Wonderful, thank you. Mayor Bill McCleary from Shawville.
Must be the season for New Horizon grants. After 3 years of being told no, Sophie called me last week and we got it for the senior center, which will allow us to do a heat pump, which gives it central air, which we've been asking for forever, 2 tables and chairs, etc. And they were just ecstatic when they announced it.
It's wonderful.
The MATA people put a presentation on there Tuesday, they're coming back once more. Nina put a presentation on last night about compost garbage recycle. About 40 people attended, I was hoping for more, but at least those 40 that are there will be able to spread what's real and what's rumor.
Yes,
Very, very good meeting.
excellent,
And the people were impressed.
good.
Kitty litter? It's in kitty litter, yes. And last month they announced our carnival for February 7th. The weather didn't cooperate. A couple of days before, the guy with the horses said, I can't take the horses out, and that people won't show up, and he was correct, because we had a Valentine's ski that day, and it was down about 40% because of the cold blustery crap. So Saturday, everything the same as I announced last month, except no skating, because the arena's full that day with winter hockey.
And how's the condenser, doing well?
Getting ready to go to dinner.
Okay, great. Mayor Pierre Cyr.
Yes, so we have a big carnival, not this weekend, the other weekend, 2 days, and it's organized by the Arena Volunteer Group and the Pet folks, so it's actually a pretty impressive organization. And I'm surprised how well they organize these people. So there's gonna be a bingo, karaoke, there's a big hockey tournament, it's gonna be a car rally, so if you wanna come over, and if you go on the internet, you'll find all the information, the flyer. So great event, so that's next weekend. Donc en français, un carnaval, le 27-28 février, donc c'est à l'Arena puis au Pateau, donc un bingo, karaoké, tournoi de hockey, un rallye d'auto. Le soir aussi, il y a de la musique, DJ Music at Night. So come and visit Coquitlam.
So, perfect, merci. Mayor Joanne Ralston from Bryson.
The Golden Age Club is continuing with their activities, bingo at least once a month, sometimes every 2 weeks on the Wednesdays, exercises and those kinds of things. And the Lions have been busy with a breakfast that we had last weekend that they put on, and there'll be a supper for seniors coming up on Sunday evening.
Where's that being held?
At the Lions Club.
At the Lions Club, wonderful, that's great, thank you very much. Pro Warden Raymond Pilon.
Yeah, so our carnival, which is organized and also with the collaboration of the municipality, organized by the Parent Hive Committee, it will be on March 1st. It start at 11 o'clock at the ring. So it'll be hot dogs, chili, hockey, shooting competition, and what do you call that? Not skiing, but sliding. So it'll be a lot of fun for the kids, and everybody's welcome to attend. So that's March 1st. And also, if you want to check out the Pontiac Legion's website, they have activities going on mostly through the whole month. So you can check out to see exactly what's happening at the Legion. And also, I got the phone call Friday by Sophie Chastel also that we received a New Horizon grant, and we'll be planning things for the elders and get them moving and hopefully get them occupied. So we're looking forward to that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mayor Corey Spence from Little Zalubat.
I'll be phoning Sophie Chattel, finding out what the hell's
To say
going
where's
on.
mine?
Yeah, me too.
Chapeau Lions Club is having their pancake breakfast on February 22nd, so this weekend, 8:30, everybody's welcome. MADA is gonna be up our way doing their consultation on February 24th at Harrington Hall, 9 to 11. And for those that are keeping track, there's 28 days, 14 hours and 42 minutes for the first day of spring.
Oh, thank you. Good to hear.
Good news.
Mayor Doris Ranger from Sheboro.
Okay, and March, we'll be having our St. Patty's dance. That's the first one in a while. On March 14th in Machine Hall. It's 9 to 12 with a light lunch. And the archives will also be having a tea on March 8th, I believe. That's it for me.
Yes, that's right.
And lots of snowmobiling, our parking lots are full.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great
And
season.
they're coming from everywhere. People come like Tuesday over that came from way above Timiskaming. But they had been, they had left on February 5th. There were 14 days on the road. They left from Saint Jerome, but did the Gaspé. They did Lac Saint Jean. They circled around, went into Amos. And then they landed up at Ville Marie and then came into Sheenborough. And strangely enough, they can't find accommodations. A long time ago, when people traveled, each little town had a hotel or maybe a small motel. But they said they have trouble finding accommodations. That was the biggest thing. And not quite so much French and Sheen. But apart from that, they were quite happy.
Okay, that's great. Before I ask Pro Mayor Jacques Fleury from Chichester to speak, I just found out tonight, although he's very young looking, Jacques Fleury has been on council for 26 years. And he was saying to me that 20 years ago, he was here representing Mayor Donny Gagnon in the old council chambers. I said, where was that? And Natasha tells us apparently it was over where Jason's offices are at the front of the building. So,
It's a long time ago.
so you have seen a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
You don't seem to have much gray hair.
no, it's coming though.
What's your secret? Go ahead.
So,
Chichester is it's a small little municipality, and the big thing in Chichester was the recycling. And so I don't have the numbers, but I know my DG told me that it was increasing. The pickups so it's every 2 weeks. And I drove around on Tuesday and I see more people are buying into it, so it's a positive. And next week we have the garbage and the compost, so I think it's a good program that will work out.
It's a big change, it's a big step forward.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and as you say, people are starting to participate.
Yes, I know.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everybody. That was probably the most interesting events and activities we've had yet. So number 11, our communications fellow, Francis Brosley, has gone to a great deal of effort and work, and I'll just start off by saying that, we've had breakfasts in the past couple of years for Centride, and this year the MRC's breakfast, we're counting on the mayors to play a big role. And Francis, first of all, the date of this is going to be at the Campbell's Bay RA on April 1st. From 7:30 to 9:30. The price is $20 per ticket, and Francis has already printed off tickets. And Vicky from the front desk has prepared envelopes. Each one of you has one for your municipality. Inside, you're going to find an instruction letter from Francis, as well as 5 letters, and you can certainly make more copies. The idea is try to give each of the 5 letters to 5 of your businesses that you think might be interested in either supporting this financially with a donation or coming, maybe bringing some people from the business. And then in the envelope is also a tracker where you can write in your 5 businesses that you've approached and that are interested. And we'd like you to bring all of this back completed by next plenary, which is March 11th. This will go a long way to helping this be a successful event. So Francis is going to right now pass around the envelopes, and thank you for all your hard work, Francis. We'll go ahead now to question period and statements. Daphne? Thank you. I like that. That's it. You're here as an observer tonight, is that correct? Well, welcome. Happy to have you. Yes, Daphne Laycock is a member, a new member, right, Mayor Armstrong? You can introduce her.
Well, Daphne is, I would say I'm youngest, but that wouldn't be true. That would be, but she's a new councillor this year, and I do believe she will be involved in all of the community events or whatever she's trying to do. She's doing great with the Mansfield outside. She's already on that committee. And the company ship also, and she's really doing her meetings, so she'll be a pusher one.
Well, that's great. And if any of the rest of you would like to bring members of your council to come, I think it's a good experience to be able to be here and witness our meeting. General Administration 13.1, sale for taxes, Director General Kim Lesage.
So the first one is for sale for taxes in the municipality of Port-Colonge. Fait une résolution pour la permission de signer chez le notaire pour un terrain, une vente à Portage du Fort. So for myself, yeah. No, Portage du Fort.
Okay.
Because I said it in French, maybe Fort, no. Portage du Fort, so a resolution for myself and word in color to sign documents prepared by a notary for a sale in Portage du Fort.
Okay, so I need someone to move this resolution, please. Moved by Mayor Pierre Cyr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And the next one, 13.1.2 for Ile de Grand Calumet.
Une deuxième résolution pour vente pour taxe. Cette fois-ci, c'est pour la permission à signer un contrat pour la municipalité de l'île du Grand Calumet. So a resolution for ourselves to sign contracts at the notary for a sale in Ile du Grand Calumet. Okay. Sales for tax.
Moved by Mayor Jean-Louis Corrigo. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And finally, 13.1.3, sale for taxes in Chichester, DG Kim Lesage.
Une troisième et dernière résolution pour une vente pour taxe pour l'autorisation assignée chez le notaire pour un terrain, un immeuble à la municipalité de Chichester. So, third and last, sales for tax resolution for, Warden Toller and myself to sign contracts prepared by the notary for a property in, Chichester.
Okay, moved by Premier Jacques Fleury. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Thank you. Then we go on to 13.2 and 13.2.1, the Tourism Advisory Committee under the MRC committees, DGA Terry Leclerc. DGA, yeah, Director General Assistant, got it.
Sure. However you like. Good evening, everyone. So this is for the Comité Consultatif en Tourisme, so Tourism Advisory Committee. Basically, the mandate is for this committee is to advise the MRC on tourism development, make strategic recommendations, and to support the regional coordination of promotional actions. So basically, there are four voting members, four mayors, which I believe you guys selected the last plenary. Donald Gagnon from Chichester, Valerie Thuan Graham, excuse me, from Bristol, Joanne Ralston from Bryson, and Jennifer Quayle from Ottawa. There are also two representatives from the ATP. One of them we don't have as of yet, but the other is a representative from the SAPC, basically. From Brittany Warren as a business advisor. And we also have two members of our staff, the Tourism Development Officer, Stephanie Abada, and our Sports and Recreation Officer, Dan Bolt. So we need a resolution to.
Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you, Terry. And under committee reports, 14.1. The Waterway Committee, meeting of January 30th. For information, Terry Leclerc.
That is me, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. The first Waterway Committee was held last month. And following that meeting is recommended not to offer the boat transfer service for the year 2026. So they're going to take some time to review and analyze the service in more depth and work on some infrastructure issues. I believe Mr. Cameron from as well will be notified. This year we recommend adopting and analyzing the service offered further. So that's as far as I know.
But I can remember, but I will say too that it was agreed that Tourism Midway is very interested in really helping promote this. They think this is an amazing thing and we've never really had their help. And originally it was to go from Ottawa to Mattawa. So I think that would be great having their marketing assistance. Yes, okay, thank you. 14.2, the Regional Park Committee. Do you have a little bit more on that? Sure, you've got everything. Thank you, TCA.
There was, so the first meeting was held last month as well. There was a presentation from, I believe, Mr. Joe McGarren on the 10 with some discussion about Joe Kowalski, with the discussion on the pre-feasibility study and next steps. As well as a discussion for staff to get together some documentation in regards to regional park certification and accreditation. So that is pretty much what was discussed, and I believe the next meeting is set up for March 10th.
Okay, thank you very much. Any comments or questions from anyone? And then 14.3, we have the CSP committee meeting from February 3rd, and the chair is Mayor Ed Walsh. I don't think he's prepared for that one.
Yeah, so we got our CSP meeting on the 3rd of February, so we were given an update by
Eve Martin.
Mr. Martin regarding ongoing issues and stuff we got in our region or whatever. So anyways, he gave us a report. The reports are usually always 2 months older type thing or whatever. We don't get the full annual until the end of 31st of March. So, and they'll be brought to Daniel for approval. Just some of the highlights of the meeting. There was they have 108 files open regarding residents in Quebec still keeping their Ontario information or whatever, or licenses and stuff like that. So that's still an ongoing big issue for them. So far, I've got of that, project, they've had 113, fines, issued against, individuals, with that infraction type thing or whatever as well. What was there? They just wanted us to know, stay safe on the roads because they noticed a slight uptick in the, impaired, driving, just for an example, they gave us on, Monday morning, 8:30 in the morning, we pulled over an 18-wheeler on Highway 303 between Shawville and Portage, and the guy flew 3 times over the legal limit, driving a fully loaded tractor. So anyways, it's just, you know, price, not the person, it's the person that they're meeting, it's, you know, pays the price for some of their stupidity type thing or whatever. So anyways, they had 4 of their officers from Campbell Bay participated in the polar bear plunge at the casino in Owen, Lackley and Gatineau on the 14th. It was raising money for Quebec athletes in the Olympics. Anyways, they selected their local priorities for the upcoming season or whatever. The waterway inspections are still going to be an ongoing thing. So they'll be in at different locations over the course of the 12-week summer. And boat launches and stuff, yeah, just checking for, you know, for all the safety stuff as well as, you know, alcohol in the boats and stuff like that. Their second priority was road safety with regards to speed limits, you know, all the normal stuff or whatever. They also, they've had an increase in things, so they actually had a third thing for the priorities. They're gonna have it for the ATVs and the speed patrols as well. Let's see here. Pretty well in that thing, like some of the other stuff, which is worth reading, so that's it for my report.
Thank you, that was a good report. And now we'll go on to 14.4, the Environment Committee, and the chair is Mayor Jennifer Quayle for the meeting on February the 5th.
Right, so Carrie Richardson gave us a good update on the climate plan. And as part of that broad climate plan, the 2022 inventory of greenhouse gas emissions has been completed. So this was a big inventory that's been done over the past couple of years, collected data from each municipality, and its focus was on greenhouse gas emissions in municipal buildings, vehicles, and infrastructure. And we'll be able to compare this data to the last inventory that was done in 2017 to see if the progress has been made. An action plan is associated with this inventory as well, and it's anticipated to be ready by March 2026. And it will identify actions to take to address any risks. So the document, the inventory is currently being translated into English, and it'll be shared with us when that is done. Nina gave updates on waste management. We had a lot of discussion here. She's been working to develop a bylaw that will spell out the procedures and rules for the EEQ system of recycling. And the bylaw has a particular focus on curbside collection of recycling. So committee members emphasized the need for very clear guidelines that respect the EEQ requirements, yet recognize the particularities of curbside collection in rural areas. A number of issues were raised by the members. And it was also noted that we needed greater clarity around the use of bin parks, and as well as maximum thresholds for multi-unit buildings. And Nita pointed out that municipalities do have the authority to establish their own rules concerning bin parks. There will be obviously more discussion at the next meeting on this and the bylaw. Aileen and Kaywood's curbside collection has been in place for a few years, and Mayor Squiddy was to share her bylaw with committee members, which she did. Next steps then will be consult with EEQ to get greater clarity on the guidelines and revise the bylaw for our next committee meeting. And the last item was that Jane raised concerns around the Chalk River nuclear waste facilities, acceptance of waste from other countries. And that is the report for that meeting.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Okay. Mayor Quayle, I think it was your idea last year to have these committee reports, and I think it makes a very interesting meeting. I think it's a very good practice, so thank you for that. Finances, 15.1, financial report, in the resolution, Andrea LaFleur.
Bonjour, on avance avec la liste des comptes payés, la liste de comptes, liste à payer et comptes payés, the list of accounts payable and the list of payments, and the approval of the travel and business expenses of the elected officials since the last meeting. So you'll find on either side, the payables that I will be paying tomorrow in the amount of $62,011.87. There's also a list there of the checks and direct payments that have been made up until the 19th. And that comes to $326,214.32. I tried to highlight some of the bigger ones with notes beside them. So we have the municipality of Calvert Island for $43,031.23. That was Volet 2 FRR. There's a company called Segma Recherche. They were creating a marketing territorial plan. Ducks Unlimited, I wasn't sure what that one was, but it was for cartographie des milieux humides. Ezra Canada, that is a logiciel for géomatique. We had the CRAAQ, that's an FRR2. There were 2 payments to the SHQ for grants. One was $14,078 and one was $10,922. We had to reimburse a grant we received from Tourism Uruguay having to do with the Rocher à l'Oiseau in $12,000. We had $25,788.81 paid for the evaluation department to the FQM. And $10,676.57 to Solution Emergencies Inc. for support and logiciel gestion incendie. You'll see an increase in the amounts receivable. That's because the first part of the shares has gone out to the different municipalities. In the état de résultat, there's not a whole lot in there yet. There's only a month of information. So we're only showing $162,000 worth of grants and $559,000 worth of expenses, but that changes very quickly. There's a lot of grants that are to come in the near future. So I would need a resolution to authorize the list of accounts payable in the amount of $62,011.87 and the list of payments in the amount of $326,214.32, and also to authorize the payment of the mileage in the amount of $1,607.20 for the month of January 2026.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Okay, your hand is up to move this. Moved by Mayor Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Andrea. Economic development. The 16.1.1 FRR2 funding program, festivals and events for 2026, a resolution, DGA Terry LaFleur.
Hello again. FRR2 programme de financement festival et événements 2026. So basically, we went out and got funding requests for this. So this is component 2 to support territorial development, allows for activities that mobilize communities and supports the implementation of projects to improving living environments, particularly in social, cultural, and economic environmental fields. An evaluation was made by the economic development team in a meeting on January 26th at the MRC offices. And it's recommended for funding must be completed before January 1st, 2026, or excuse me, between January 1st, 2026 and December 31st, 2026. So the projects that we have here are component 1, so this is local events. We have, I believe, 6 projects here. So there's component 1, local events, Heritage Sheenborough. Total budget for that is $2,000. The allocated amount, recommended allocation amount is $500. Component 2, tourism events and festivals. So this is from the municipality of Lulu's Alimet for Island Fest. budget of 30,000 and allocation, recommended allocation of $1,000 grant. Back Bay Shirt, Festival of Lights, so that's an $11,000 budget for that, and the allocated amount is $1,750. And Fall West International Women's Festival, Film Festival, they have a budget of $14,000 for that, and proposed allocation of $1,750. And then component 3 are the major structuring tourism events, festivals. So we have the Shawville Lions Club Country Jamboree, with their budget of about $40,000, or recommended allocation of $5,000 for that one. We have the Shawville Fair, Pontiac Agricultural Society Shawville Fair, sorry, which is, they have an estimated over $1 million budget, allocated amount of $5,000 to that. And the Festival Country Opulence Nashville, with their estimated budget of $172,000, we're recommending $5,000 for that as well. So this totals $20,000, which is our budget for the year, dispersed to all of these organizations and for their events. So we need to.
Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Val Tulin Graham. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.2, the reserves for doubtful debts on the fleet, PAU PME loans, DGA Terry Leclerc.
Oui, ça c'est une révision de portfolio pour les crédits FLS fonds avec la communauté d'investissement. So basically, we discussed this a little bit last week during the plenaries. I went out and I wasn't very happy with the description I gave you guys, so I went out and got a little bit more information to really detail how this works here. So the investment committee is a standalone committee who makes some recommendations, but makes decisions on loans for the FLEA, FLS, and POEM. So this POEM one is it was a COVID fund and a fire disaster fund. So 2022, I think one was, and 2023 for the POEM. Anyways, we give out these dollars as a loan. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't get repaid because of bankruptcies or whatnot. So all of, let's say, the home ones, we gave out 18 emergency fund loans to help people through COVID and fire relief. We got 11 of them were paid completely, and we're still working on getting some of them back. Others we know we're not going to get back, unfortunately, because of some bankruptcies. Okay, so what this resolution is for is basically to it allocates it's an accounting practice is what it is. So it says we are not likely to recover these dollars, so we make a provision, and it's a transparency thing, so that at the end of the year, when our auditor comes in, we know this, and it gets adjusted on our audit books, basically, is what it is. So there's no dollars coming out of our pockets for this. So what this is a resolution for the fleet to basically put provisions, reserve provisions for doubtful debts in the fleet of $1,234, and in the home loans for $8,152. So I need a resolution for that.
And I would just like to add that this is much lower than it used to be. We really tried hard to not write off a lot of debt. But I can remember a few years ago, it used to be a lot more. So, yeah, correct, yes. So any comments or questions? So it's a total of about $9,000 to debt. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you. 16.3. The Community Support Program Submission Approval from the Ministère de l'Immigration, de la Francisation et de l'Intégration. Resolution.
Yes, so programme appui aux collectivités, approbation de solutions communauté, Community Support Program Solution for the EFI. So this goes right along the lines of our previous, excuse me. So we did we had funding last year to the tune of $75,000 to organize an action plan for this EP fund, which is to accompany and greet new immigrants to the area. So now this is the second phase of that. We're making an application for more funding through the ministry for $236,060 over 3 years. So this is basically to put that action plan into place. Okay? Everybody should have copies of it. If you don't, just let me know. I can get you what it is. And it's basically concrete action measurements are designated an immigration ambassador to each municipality. Develop centralized tools to be used to deploy by all organizations welcoming immigrants. Digital and paper contains all services, emergency contact, stuff like that. So our portion of the $236,000 is about $59,015, which is close to $20,000 a year for the MRC and $60,000 a year for the.
Okay,
we need a
excellent.
resolution for that.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
How many immigrants do we welcome?
How many immigrants?
Many have we, yeah.
Exactly, I don't have it in front of me, but I mean, I do have a report here that would have that information in it. It's not just immigrants from international immigrants, we're talking people from Ontario.
We're calling it newcomers.
Outside of the MRC.
It's outside of the MRC now. So that's like.
Maybe we should change the title.
Well, actually, that's a very good point, because at the meetings, I said, we shouldn't use the word immigrant. I don't think it's a nice word. I think to call anyone newcomer is much better, more welcoming. And actually, I do know from statistics in Canada, Quebec has less immigration or newcomers from other countries than any other province. And as far as how many have come to the Pontiac from other countries, we're certainly doing what we can to encourage it. And in particular, I think in agriculture through the RTARE program and some of our other initiatives through the MRC. Who's been working on, well, it was Rochelle and it's
I've got Andre.
I've
got Andre and Matt
working on it as well with the lodgement and that sort of thing. But I think we should get an answer for you to know how this money is being used, how many newcomers that we've had, maybe in the last year. Is that what you'd like, Mayor Murdoch?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, we will get that information. Yeah, we'll present those stats at our next plenary meeting to all of us. Yeah, very interesting. Good question. Now I think we need to move the resolution. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Moved by Mayor Doris Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed, and that is carried. 16.4, Culture Pontiac Regional Art Collection, Purchase 2026. Resolution DGA Lafleur.
So, achat pour la collection d'art régional du Pontiac 2026. Okay, so we went out,
I think we're just showing the one that we chose.
she's looking for it, for some reason it's not on my side, yeah.
Okay.
So what this is.
Describe it.
Yeah, so art collection behind you, we have we've got smaller sculptures inside the building, stuff like that, so. Every year, the MRC puts aside $2,000 to invest in local artists. We purchase artwork and display them. And whatnot, so from last year's funds that never got spent, they were added to the $2,000 for this year for a $4,000 sculpture request. So we went out for calls and we received 8 submissions, all ranging from, and they were all close to $4,000, some were $3,500. They were all different types of things. We were going to put it out here out front at the entrance. Was the suggestion. Unfortunately, for some reason, we don't have the.
I think we're going to find it.
Okay, so.
You could describe it.
Okay, so There were 8 submissions, you guys,
There it is.
I did-
There it is. I found it.
It'd be nice to see what we're looking, what we're getting.
Yeah, I've got it here.
I will share my screen.
Okay, so we did have 8 of them, you've got it or not, there we go. So the committee looked at all 8 of these, they came up with 4 of their, top choices, and the top choice is this one here by Carrie Ann Horvat, Suzuki, I think that's how you pronounce it. It is titled The Spirit of the White-tailed Sky. So this is a flying deer, of course, with wings, maple leaf wings made out of bronze. Excuse me, copper. And it is made out of, crafted out of Taya, I'm not too sure how to pronounce this. It's a highly durable material designed to withstand frost, UV rays, heat, and humidity. So it will be fixed onto the wall of the MRC right out front here, basically. It's about 8 feet wide, 5 feet high, weighs between 40 and 60 pounds.
I think we were told it won't be quite as big, it's a
No,
little
it's
bit
a
out
little
of scale compared to the size of the building, so I think 8 feet would be.
Yeah.
Be my height.
It'll be about
I'm not tall like you.
So.
And eventually the copper will turn a nice light green, yeah. Yeah.
So we
It's
need,
a good choice.
we need a
White-tailed deer.
resolution for that.
Yes, who would like to move the resolution? Oh, moved by Mayor Pierre Cyr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Kim. All right. 16.5. The support for the mobilization for reduced fees for library books against Bill C-15.
That's right.
Resolution, Terry Leclerc.
So, appui à la mobilisation pour la tarification réduite des livres de bibliothèque contre le projet de loi C-1515. Thank you. So I'm going to just read you this here because it's pretty succinct. Interlibrary loans rely on reduced postal cost rates offered by Canada Post, which are essential for keeping shipping costs affordable, especially in rural areas. Bill C-15 proposes to abolish this requirement, which would lead to a significant increase in costs and threaten the viability of the service. Rapid action is therefore needed to preserve this fundamental access to culture and information. So we got a request of support from Bibliothèque d'Outaouais, I should say, to help support them with a letter and a resolution to the federal minister. Somewhere, Joel, I like that. Thank you very much. So that they retract the increase of the fees, or so that the libraries can keep getting that at a reduced rate. So that's what we're supporting here by this resolution.
Any comments or questions? Hand up, moved by Mayor Jennifer Quayle. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.6, change in the source of funding, addition of tourism Outaouais. Resolution, Terry Leclerc.
Modification de la source de financement, ajout de tourisme Outaouais. So this is great news, actually. So the resolution is basically to modify resolution number 2025-08-19, which we accepted at this table for our geocaching project. So Tourism Outaouais was extremely interested in our project, so they would like to come on board and fund 80% of the project, which is great. And the other 20% of the project now can be funded completely by the FR2. So that is all that would be changing from the original resolution. We're just changing major donor for Tourism Outaouais and our portion coming from the FR2.
Excellent. Any comments or questions? Moved by Mayor Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries.
What was the actual value of that's gonna be replaced, do you remember? The actual value of the initial project is $25,000. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Thanks, good question.
So that's just the, what do they call it, prototype, basically.
16.7, implementation of the recommendations, Phase 2 Van Life Project. Resolution, DGA Terry LaFleur.
So this is phase 2 of the mise en œuvre des recommandations de excuse-moi, projet Van Life, implementation of the recommendations for phase 2 of Route 148 Van Life. Key areas for improvement were identified during a SWOT analysis to strengthen the initiatives and address the operational changes. So basically, this is one of our major structuring projects. And what we're looking for is dollars to go into phase 2. So from this SWOT analysis, we're able to determine strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, basically. So the priority recommendations was to strengthen the host network, so some training and whatnot for the municipalities that have these locations, to expand life locations. Develop consistent communication tools, install complete and unified signage, increase local awareness and support from residents, businesses, municipalities, continue direct marketing of van life events and enhance website usability. So the total cost for this phase 2 project is $67,000, which would be funded completely from the FR. The resolution.
Okay, would like to move this. Moved by Pro Warden Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And finally, 16.8, the Interactive Tourist Information Terminal Project. DGA Terry LaFleur.
Yeah, projet de borne d'information touristique interaction. So the Department of the Ministère de Tourisme, basically. So the Department of Tourism is currently offering us funding opportunity for the installation of an interactive tourist information kiosk. So the kiosk would provide visitors with continuous 24/7 access to tourist information via an outdoor digital interface. So basically, there's a couple of these up in the valley that's new. There's Pac Omega has one. So what this would be was something out front here at our entrance. It's a digital display. It would have attract tourism information for our area. And it would link directly to our Destination Pontiac site as well, which gives a ton of information about what's around here, where to go eat, where to rent a room, where to, get a kayak, stuff like that. So the ministry reached out to us because they feel that we are considered a lieu d'accueil de renseignement touristique. So basically, we're interprovincial gateway. The only requirement was that we needed to have it at our BIT. Our BIT is our tourist information booth. If you guys haven't seen it, all the maps out there, the stuff that you can buy. So this is considered our tourist information booth, which is manned throughout the summer, Saturdays, Sundays as well. We have students that come in and help us out. So this information, digital information display would be put outside. So it is you see here, $54,830 investment, 90% of which would be paid by the MTO, so the Ministry of Tourism Outaouais. Minister, sorry, with a 10% contribution from us, so $5,483, which would come out of entirely of the FR2 budget. So I need a resolution for that.
I just have a question. It was the first time I saw the picture of the sign, and I noticed it's that hot pink of tourism Outaouais. But you said Ministry of Tourism, or it's Tourism Outaouais that's giving us 90%?
It's the ministry.
So it could be in Pontiac green.
I'm hoping.
Instead of the hot pink. Okay. Yeah, just wondered.
So this is, just to clarify, sorry, Wharton, but this is to say that we are definitely open to the possibility of getting this, and once it gets approved by them to say, yes, we're gonna put it there, then we
And
go
we
to
can
the funding.
get down to the nitty
Yeah,
gritty.
exactly.
And I think as we discussed earlier, as the table of mayors, that we know that, we can't be open all the time. And so when people come here on weekends or at times where there is no one at the front desk, there could be very helpful information on the screen to, you know, guide people, help people.
So there
Yeah,
will be information. out
there will be. Oh, yes, it's not just a sign, it's a sort of interactive.
It's
or
an interactive display.
Very good, very good.
Okay, I just have
Go
just a question about this too. So we have other entry points to the MRC. One's of course in Bristol where we have this tourism.
5 entry points.
Five entry points. So one of the entry points is Bristol with an abandoned kind of tourism office. Lots of people stop in terms of, well, the washroom, the building's not open, basically, but there were washrooms, there was water, there was a tourism operation. But it is a gateway from the East End to the MRC. And people stop all the time to park and to look to see what kind of directions there are. There's absolutely nothing provided at our end. Would this be something which would be a possibility for other municipalities that have those entry points, the 4 others and Bristol, to have some funding to, because it's not manned at the moment, although it could be through some Canada student grants, but right now, there's nothing. Like, people stop looking for material and there's absolutely nothing on Highway 148. Nothing until we get into this really here,
So the
right?
ministry a couple of years ago did change the rules and regulations
Right.
as to what an information,
Right,
tourist information
okay.
booth is supposed to have.
Right.
Right, hydro, cell phone coverage,
Yes.
water, bathroom, stuff like
Right.
that. So this is why this is the only official one, we'll say. We did ask in particular about this, because I know there was a discussion
Right,
around
yes.
the table afterwards. And I can't say yes, but I think the possibility is, maybe we get funding to beef up what we do have in Allen Island, in Portage, I believe, Bristol,
Halen and Haywood and.
Halen and Haywood, and Raquel, to be able to get some of these.
There's a highway that comes in through the corner.
There is a highway that comes in through the corner.
Another.
366, that's right, yeah. Didn't think of that.
303.
Mayor-
Well, 301.
Well, the 366.
366.
Yes, that's right.
Anyways,
Mayor
we did
Spence?
ask, sorry.
Questions? Go ahead.
Just more of a comment to add to the argument that if they're saying that the tourism, you gotta have a bathroom and all this and all that stuff, but this is particularly for when we're closed, so that would be the perfect opportunity
To say, and that's the discussion.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
So I believe we can, so the ministry basically extended their deadline for us to be able to say, we're interested in this. So I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Oh,
I think this is a really good thing. But we did open that door for discussion to say, listen, we do have so many different entry points into, not only coming from Ontario, but coming from other parts of the province as well. So can we sit down and discuss? And they seem very good. So that's it.
And I think Mayor Tolan Graham has brought up such an important point, because I remember it was a few years ago when our different locations did get kind of abandoned, and I do see people stopping at your Bristol one. So you're on the tourism committee, and so is Mayor Quayle and 4 mayors all together. I think this is a project that you should embrace there if you could. And I know that Chantal LaMarche from Valley de la Gatineau got an enormous amount of money to put up big sort of welcoming steel structures. We don't necessarily need that kind. I like our wood sort of, but also with what Mayor Spence has just said, that it looks like some of the rules and regulations are also changing. They don't necessarily have to have people there, but maybe just to make them better. So we're going to leave this to the tourism committee to initiate, and if I can help at the CPO level to go after the funding, I would be happy to do that. Mayor Pierre Cyr.
Maybe just a suggestion, $56,000, maybe we don't need, the same amount of money invested in the other ones. I think we can have 5 of them for the same price. We don't need the high technology, just, QR codes,
No, good point.
I'm just suggesting.
Very good point. Mayor Kevin Murphy.
Who owns just the MRC or just municipal?
I believe it's the municipality.
Okay.
What? Are you in a hurry?
No.
I think this has been some good discussion. There's no question we're going to move forward and probably adopt a resolution, but from this resolution has come some very good thinking about our 5 entry points. And just on that, I mentioned this, I think at plenary, but I'd like to say it publicly. When I had the meeting with our new contact for tourism Outaouais, Geneviève La Tulipe, she made a point of saying that they did some research and people in Ontario out of the whole Outaouais want to come to the Pontiac. So she said, you know, they're just so interested in helping us develop more tourism here because this is what their statistics are showing. So that's great news and good timing, I think. So who would like to move this resolution? How about Mayor Tulin Graham? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries.
Thank you.
Is there anything under miscellaneous? Is there a second period of question or statements? Have you got a question now?
No.
Okay. Thanks for being here for the whole meeting. I hope you found it interesting. Could we have a resolution to close the meeting? Moved by Mayor Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? And it's unanimous. Have a good evening, everybody. Drive safely.
That is awesome.
Here. 30 seconds.